morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone in the Commencement Theater. We're here on the stage to talk to all of you who are assembled here and everybody who is listening in across the nation and probably across the world, and to give you, while you're waiting, a little information about Yale's commencement and about what's happening today, where your children are, and what this day is all about. I'm Penny Lawrence. I'm a teacher at Yale, administrator. I was the head of Jonathan Edwards College, and I'm sitting here with...
I'm Garth Ross. I'm the executive director for the Schwarzman Center for Arts and Student Life and a staff member here at the university.
And we're really thrilled to be here. I'll bet you all are thrilled about the weather. We are.
It's a wonderful day to be in Old Campus.
You know, we were worried about thunder and lightning. It may be hot. One thing we do know is that you people have had a very long weekend. It's a lot of talking, a lot of walking around, a lot of exhaustion. And we hope you'll be able to sit back and enjoy this commentary for a little while, and we'll tell you as much as we can about where your children are and what's going on.
And we hope you can enjoy the accomplishment that you all share with all of your graduates today. It's an incredible day for everyone.
So, I mean, this is commencement. What does commencement mean? It is a beginning. It is a moment of transition for everyone who's part of it. Undergraduates are going on to a new life. Graduate students and professional students are going on to professional careers. But I also think of it as a day of celebration for the entire university. It's the only day in which everyone in the university can be gathered in one place.
That's right.
And you see a lot of pomp and circumstance. Yale is full of a lot of it. And I really think of it as a celebration of education, as a kind of moment where we celebrate transformation, and when we celebrate the age and our belief that education is transformative.
Absolutely. And Penny, you mentioned that this is the one day when we all gather in one place. Can you talk about Old Campus and how many people are able to be here together with us today and what this place means?
Yes. So where are we? We're sitting on the Old Campus. It's called the Commencement Theater. It's only a theater because we have a lot of chairs here and a stage. Otherwise, it's not a theater. And if you're sitting here, in back of you is the brick building, is the oldest building at Yale. It was built in 1701. It's had a bit of transformation since then. And this is the oldest part of Yale, and that's the oldest building at Yale. It now houses the philosophy department, and in the middle of it, it has the faculty room, the important undergraduate faculty room. And so what else is here on the Old Campus? Do you know, Garth?
Well, I'm quite new to the university, but I understand that all of our first years live here on Old Campus. So
not all of them.
Not all, okay,
No.
well.
But a good number of them. Some of the colleges, 4 of them, are big enough to have first years live right inside them. But otherwise, everybody is here on the Old Campus, yes.
Another thing I love about the Old Campus is the tradition that is embedded in the walkways. Can you talk a little bit about that? The pathways and how they intersect? My recollection is that the original design of the Old Campus quad involved these intersecting pathways so that these students who would come together from far and wide wouldn't be able to pass through these gates and across this quad without bumping into each other. And it's that sort of intersection that the university has always been striving for and is indeed known for more and more each year as the student body gets more and more diverse.
You'll notice a tremendous number of chairs here, and the number of people here gets bigger every year. And we can talk about that a little. If you're interested in numbers, how many people are actually going to be here, how many graduates, we have about 1,340 undergraduates, and we have about 110 from the School of Medicine, 58 from the School of Art, 110 from music. Forestry and Environmental Studies has about 150. Public Health, 231. Divinity, 145. The law school has 225. Drama, 75. And here is one of the youngest schools at Yale. Management, the School of Management, has 525 students, and it's getting bigger every year.
It's incredible.
I don't know where we're going to put them later, but we'll see. Architecture has 75, and the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, which includes people who are getting their masters and their doctorates, is 480, and nursing has 139.
For a total of 5,139 graduate, and professional, and postdoctoral students.
Yeah. If you think about it, you know, we're not the size of Ohio State or the University of Michigan, but we're a nice medium-sized school, but when you put everybody together, that's quite a few undergraduates and graduate students and quite a number of families to put on the old campus.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You might ask, what is this ceremony you're attending? And why are you here? And why are you going to another ceremony afterwards?
Well, I think the thing that I would love to hear about first is, where are our graduates now?
Yeah, okay. Where are our graduates? Where are your graduates? Well, they are all lining up. A good part of this program is procession. You will be here, those of you who are on Old Campus, when the procession comes down this middle aisle here in all its glory. But right now, these graduates are lining up all over campus. The undergraduates are lining up in their residential colleges, the 14 residential colleges. They probably went to bed very late last night.
It's been a big week.
People are telling them to get dressed and hurry up and get out. They're looking for their gowns. There's always somebody who didn't order his or her gown, and they're looking around for a gown for them. They're lining up. The graduate students are lining up either in their schools and processing to the cross campus, or waiting to come in these other gates of the university. On the cross campus, you'll see the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, the School of Medicine, the Yale College Dean's Office, all the residential colleges lining up, and people are talking with one another. We'll be able to see, I think, some of that on the screen. And in the various schools, people are also lining up, and it's a moment of joyous celebration. They're seeing their friends, they're seeing their teachers, and they're having really a wonderful morning, I think. You're sitting here waiting, those of you in the Commencement Theater, but they're enjoying themselves with their friends and teachers.
It really is a beautiful convening. These students spend all year toiling away in their separate colleges and their separate schools, and on this morning, as they all pass into cross campus and see the banners announcing where each of the schools and colleges should line up, they come together and gather as this group of scholars that really has no parallel.
Yes. And no, then you might want to know, where is the president of the university? Where is the dean of the faculty? Where is the provost? Where are all the honorands? Where are they? They are lining up in Sterling Memorial Library. And they're probably enjoying a cup of coffee and a little breakfast, and they're talking with one another, and they're robing, they're putting on their robes, and they're getting directions about how the morning will go.
Sure.
And eventually, they will be the leaders of the procession, the leaders of the people coming into this Commencement Theater. But that will be a while from now.
Now, Penny, you mentioned a few minutes ago what a busy weekend that we've all been having already. And what's already happened this weekend is baccalaureate and the class day. Can you talk about those incredible ceremonies?
Yes, yes. So class day was yesterday afternoon. People often ask, who is Yale's commencement speaker?
Right.
And as a matter of fact, no one speaks at a Yale commencement except the president and those who are actually conferring degrees or asking the president to confer degrees.
Right.
The only exception is when a sitting president of the United States is present, and then he, or maybe someday she, gets to make a short commentary. Other than that, there's no commencement address. However, there is a class day address. Class day is particularly for the undergraduates, but many people show up for the address even if they do not have children who are celebrating undergraduate class day.
It's very inspiring.
Yes, and yesterday we had Chimamanda Adichie. She was absolutely wonderful. And if you look at your programs, you'll see that today she is receiving an honorary degree, so that was inspirational. And class day is really a leftover from the days when there were only about 100 people in the class.
Oh.
And the day belonged entirely to the people in the class. And they sat around in a big circle, and they ribbed each other, and they told stories, and they sang songs. And that's part of what class day is. And the other part of class day are academic awards, high stand awards, awards that are given to the very, very most accomplished people in the class, although of course they represent others who are extremely accomplished. And that's a residue from the very, very old days in which commencement was actually a moment when the graduates spoke, and they had to undergo a great deal of examination from their tutors and from the president. And the residual of that is some of the speeches that go on, but also the award ceremonies. So class day puts together two very ancient parts of commencement: the academic part and the part in which people are celebrating each other and just having a really good time.
And those awards that are conferred at class day, they play into today's ceremony as well, is that right?
They do, because the people who won what are called the high stand awards carry some of the banners.
Okay.
But in talking about class day, we're talking only about undergraduates.
That's right.
Because all over the campus yesterday, there were other things going on. Celebrations, gatherings. Sometimes schools have special events going on.
Okay.
And of course, last night, many dinners and other kinds of celebratory events. So, yes. Now, the baccalaureate.
Right.
The baccalaureate is the leave-over. Of course, Yale was a congregational school. Baccalaureate is a leave-over from what were really religious ceremonies and congregational ceremonies in which the president of the university, who in the early days was absolutely a preacher, would be addressing the graduates, the undergraduates. And today, this ceremony is not a religious ceremony, but the president always gives an address. The dean of Yale College gives some remarks and quotations, and it takes the undergraduates back to their first moments at Yale, when they also sat in Woolsey Hall and listened to the president and the dean, and now they're coming full circle and listening to them again. There's a lot of talking around commencement, so the fact that we don't have a commencement speaker, I think, is perfectly fine.
Right.
So from here, after this ceremony, people will go to another ceremony, and maybe we should talk a little bit about the difference between them.
Sure, I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Well, I did have a question for you, though.
Yeah.
You noted that this day's ceremony is not characterized by a lot of speaking, although when I think about it, I think that the heraldry and the pageantry of it has a tremendous amount of embedded messaging and history. And I'm just curious, can you talk a little bit about the robes and the collars and things that we will see when we start to see the graduates and the faculty process?
Yes, yes. So one of the reasons I think Yale has so much heraldry, so many banners, so many maces, so many pins, so many shields, so much of that is not only that we wish to show ourselves in full pomp and circumstance in the celebration of the day, but we probably have more than any other school, and that is because we had what was called a gentleman. His name was Tubby Sizer, Teddy Sizer, but he was called Tubby, who was a historian of art, and he was also one of the monument men in World War II, who, after the war, began to look at what had happened to all of the great art from the museums and where it was, and to identify it and to get it back to its original owners. But he was also an expert on heraldry. And so he invented all of these shields and banners and many of the things that you see on the maces. And the pageantry of it is a great part of what is now Yale's commencement. I don't think you see quite this much at any other university. There is a great deal of it.
Yeah, I've certainly not seen this level. And is this the title Pursuivant?
Yeah, the title is Pursuivant. And if you ask if we still have a Pursuivant who deals with the heraldry at Yale and all the banners, and what happened when we had 2 new residential colleges?
Right.
What happens when we have a new school? Who develops all the banners and all the heraldry for that? Well, most of that is done now by the university printer, who's John Gamble. He designed, I believe, the flags for the new colleges, the banners for the new colleges. And so it continues. We continue with that tradition, which you'll see in full flourish today. On the screen, yes, on the screen we just saw a number of the banners, which you'll see later coming down the walkway.
It's fascinating to me how these banners and these crests, they feel like they've been around from time immemorial, but as this university continues to evolve, so does the heraldry. So
Yes.
of course, School of Management is relatively new, and the crests of Benjamin Franklin and Pauli Murray are new as well.
Yes. Now the robes, here we see some robes on the screen. What about the robes and who wears what robe? Well, the first thing is that you don't wear the robe of the school where you are teaching. You always wear the robe of the institution where you received your highest degree. So I am sitting here wearing a crimson robe, and that's not a Yale robe, it's a Harvard robe. Even though I've been at Yale for 45 years, I'm wearing a robe where I received my PhD.
And I'm proudly wearing my Bachelor of Arts robe from Connecticut College right up the coast.
And you are wearing a hood which has a white velvet on it.
Yes, thank you.
And do you know why?
Well, that's for the Bachelor of Arts, correct?
It's Bachelor of Arts, but it's also you'll see Humanities and Liberal Arts awards today, and they will be white.
Okay.
They will be white. So you can tell schools when you see them. Oh, there's the dog. There is Handsome Dan, ladies and gentlemen. Handsome Dan is the Yale mascot.
The first mascot.
Well, he's not the first.
Well,
but
that's true, but as a tradition,
I
believe he's
the first mascot in any school.
Yes.
Yes, so they say. And he's, I think, what number bulldog is he?
18th.
He's the 18th bulldog.
In a long line of handsome Dans.
And his name is Walter. and he's extremely popular, and he will be leading some of the processions. Ah, now we're beginning to see people process.
All right.
Now, you see on the gowns, they're wearing these stoles, which are called tippets. And they have become very, very popular lately. They're actually not really formally allowed, and yet Yale has never done anything about them. The multicolored stoles are probably from the African American Cultural Center graduation, and the other stoles represent the college. So here we see coming in the yellow, we see, I believe that's Pearson. Pearson is coming. And here they are, they're all going to be processing, we haven't talked about this, but they're going to be processing to line up around the green, Now, Garth,
yes.
Why don't you say something about why they're going to line up around the green?
So if I have my history correct, the procession around the green commemorates the very first Yale commencement, which took place in the church on the green. So to remember that, the undergraduates circle the green, and then the corporation and the faculty and the process through all of the undergraduates.
That's correct. So it also symbolizes Yale's relationship to New Haven, and the fact that the first graduation was actually in the Center Church.
Center Church,
yes,
thank you.
which is still there on the green, and by the way, which is the fourth such church to be built in that place on the green, and so they actually built it over a graveyard.
Oh, wow.
So you can visit in the church. You can visit the crypts in the bottom of the church.
Incredible.
But Center Church was where commencement was first held at Yale. And now, and following that, it's moved around a number of times. It moved from there to Battelle Chapel, which is right here on the old campus. And when people got too many for Battelle, they then moved it to Woolsey Hall. And in 1950, after the war, when so many veterans were coming back and we outgrew Woolsey Hall, we moved it here to the old campus. And now you see that is Davenport coming down. And on the other side,
we have Berkeley.
We have Berkeley, yes. And you see that at the front are the heads of college and the deans of the college. The banners are carried by marshals who represent the college, and you see all the faculty in a line coming through here. And after the faculty come the students. So who is this? Not quite sure who's
I think we
coming
have
here.
Davenport.
No, Davenport's still coming, but
Oh, sure.
oh, that is Berkeley. That's David Swenson there, and Megan. That's Berkeley coming. So was Berkeley on the left and Davenport on the right. Berkeley seems to have.
Now, the location we're looking at is the Noah Porter Gate, which is right on the edge of Cross Campus. So this is the beginning of it all. All of the scholars are moving and processing towards the green.
Now, you who are here to see your students get graduate and professional degrees, they do not come through Noah Porter Gate. So they will actually be coming through, if you're watching me, on either side of the old campus. They'll be coming through the gates on either side. So from the right, you'll see the School of Medicine and the Schools of the Arts. From the left, you'll see management and other professional schools, and they'll all be congregating here. It's actually the undergraduates who are the most numerous, who are lining up around the green. And it's a way of the youngest students at Yale making a big circle that the president and members of the corporation and members of the faculty and deans can walk through. It's a lovely tradition. Walk through the undergraduates and then
And
come
there's
on the
music.
campus.
There's music as
And
well.
there's music. The band is leading them. Yes, the band is leading them.
And the colleges line up in 2 rows so that the corporation and the officers can process
Yes.
down between them, led by the band. It's
Yes.
just an incredible
Now we
procession.
see on the right, I will say the best college of them all because it's my college where I was head of college for 8 years, and that's Jonathan Edwards College on the right, wearing the green stoles, and the faculty are coming through, and then the students.
And do you want to talk about that crest since we're talking about Jonathan Edwards and you know it well?
The crest, which is on the stoles they're wearing, is of a lion rampant.
Okay.
And that is simply the symbol. There is a long heraldic reason for that. I think it was part of the crest of Jonathan Edwards himself, the family crest. So in some cases, these insignias represent the coats of arms of the people who started the college, but of course not every college is named for a person.
Sure.
So others were invented for other reasons. And coming up behind, I see Branford and Trumbull. The bulls on the flag for Trumbull, and the books on the flag for Branford, symbolizing the books that were first given to Yale, and in Branford when Yale was in Branford, Connecticut. Yale moved around quite a bit before it ended up in New Haven, and this is an interesting thing. There was a big fight about where Yale would end up, and the fight was between Hartford and New Haven, and it was really intense.
And we know who won.
And we know who won, but in the first commencement Yale had in 1718 here, it was still not a completely settled thing about that Yale would be here. There were people who were still fighting to get it to Hartford.
And I believe the capital of the state was being shared back and forth between those 2 cities as well. One which was Hartford, perceived as the capital of the interior, and New Haven, which was the capital here on the coast.
Yes. So we still see Branford on the right here.
Trumbull, we still see
and
both.
Trumbull, yep. And I love the fact that everybody is now wearing these stoles. 10 years ago, nobody would have been wearing them.
Well, they're also carrying different things as well. Sometimes flags, sometimes other items that symbolize their schools. I saw the axe with Morse.
Yes. And of course, every procession is led by marshals who do just what they're supposed to do. They marshal and make sure everybody's in order and make sure. Oh, well, here comes the new colleges.
Yep.
This is Pauli Murray and Franklin, I believe, coming down.
That's right.
And by the way, the gowns, you can see there's an MIT gown, a gray one, and another crimson gown. And here come the Pauli Murray students and Franklin students. They're waving at you.
Now, I'm looking at their mortar boards, and of course those are very important to this day, but it's also reminding me of a tradition on class day, which is the decorating of the hats. Is that right?
Yes. You will see some hats, usually in the professional schools.
Okay.
Usually in the professional schools. Now, you can't be sure they'll do it every year, but you'll be able to recognize forestry and environmental studies because they're often wearing greens on the top and flowers on the top of their caps.
Okay.
The divinity school sometimes has halos, and you'll be able to see the extraordinary interest of what some of the schools do when the degrees are actually conferred. And the marshals all carry maces.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, they all carry maces, but their maces are often are dedicated to what symbols of their college. But we're going to see some very, very, very impressive maces later on when we see the President's Party and the Corporation Party. And those maces are carried by members of the faculty, usually retiring members of the faculty, who are very distinguished and who have been chosen to carry the maces on this day. And I often like to tell people that when you get a big award at Yale at commencement, your award is really to carry either a very heavy banner for a long distance or a very heavy mace, though one of the maces weighs 24 pounds. The university mace weighs 24 pounds, and sometimes they have a younger person helping to carry that mace.
Picking up 24 pounds is one thing, but carrying it around for an hour is another thing entirely.
Yes. I might say a little bit more about the hoods and their colors. So when you see these people coming in who are not undergraduates but are members of the graduate and professional school, you're going to be able to tell them by the colors on the hoods that they're wearing. So when you see architecture, when you see art and drama, that will be brown. When you see divinity, it will be scarlet. Forestry is russet. Law will be purple. And when you get a lot of these people together, you'll be able to spot them very well.
Sure, absolutely.
Management will be blue. Medicine.
There'll be a lot of those.
There will be a lot of those. Medicine, green. Music, the musicians wear pink. Nursing wears apricot. Public health wears a salmon pink. And engineering wears orange. So as you see large groups of people entering, they'll be entering from Millergate and from High Street. You will be able to spot large numbers of them by the color of the hoods they're wearing. Now, I'm wearing a Harvard hood. Harvard's a little different. Okay. All of the Harvard hoods are lined with crimson, and the rest is black, and you can tell what school by the crow's feet on the gowns. Oh. So that is actually a difference. If you look at a Harvard commencement, everybody's wearing the same color. Everybody looks the same, but when they come in here, you'll be able to see people who are actually different. Where's the march now, I wonder? How are they doing?
Well, this is such a complex day, and who puts it together, Penny?
That's a good question. This is really like putting on a major show. I know Garth is a theater person, so you always know that when you're putting on a theater production, it takes a lot of backstage.
Oh, that's right.
And there is a university events single person who is in charge of this entire day, and a number of other university events, and really putting this all together is a tremendous, tremendous amount of work. Gathering people from all over, telling them how to process, what to wear.
Right.
And then think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Next, you're going to go to your schools and to the residential colleges, and you're going to have another ceremony, which has a number of moving parts to it.
That's right.
And think about all the honorands you're going to see. We should be talking about them in a moment.
Sure, we will, yeah.
And getting them all here to New Haven and making sure they're well taken care of and feeding them. It's really putting on a major, major, major production.
Absolutely. I wonder what the total number of marshals is to put this all together.
I have no idea.
There are many different types of marshals.
It's
marshals
a lot of
for
them.
The marshals.
And it takes a significant staff and the participation of a number of people, including facilities. They really deserve a hand for taking care of this stage.
Absolutely.
All the electronic broadcasting that needs to take place, all of the tents, all of the courtyard tents.
All of our police and security.
The police and security.
All of our food service and hospitality.
Food service, yes. Rafi Taharian and Bob Sullivan and their staff are very, very busy getting the commencement ready.
And the landscaping, absolutely.
Oh, and the grounds. Yeah, we're reminded on the grounds.
And of
Joe
course,
Signore and his staff have done a phenomenal job on grounds.
And not just here in Old Campus, all around the campus, and as the campus spills into New Haven, it's just beautiful this time of year, and that's absolutely no accident. It's a tremendous amount of work to make this so beautiful for this day.
Yeah. So now they're still marching around the green. I think we can say a few words about the honorans. In the programs you have, you'll see the wonderful biographies. Somebody had to put those together. And later you'll hear wonderful tributes to them as the president awards them their honorary degrees. But there are some interesting things to be said about these honorary degrees. I think
Absolutely.
It's a fabulous list this year, a fabulous list.
It's incredible, and you know, I think of all the many things that we could say about this year's honorariums, one thing that needs to be said right off the bat is how many women leaders are represented and how important that is in this particular year. Do you want to speak about that a little bit?
The slate is dominated by influential and powerful women, actually. And that is significant because 2019, 2020 are the anniversaries, first, of the 50th year of women admitted to Yale College. And that big celebration will take place next September. And then the 150th, the anniversary of the first woman ever admitted to Yale, and that's to the School of Art.
Right.
And so these celebrations will take place during the next 2 years, and so it is really wonderful to begin this year with a slate that includes some very, very significant women. Among them, Chimamanda Adichie, who spoke yesterday at Class Day, the wonderful author, and TED Talk, gives a very, very famous TED Talk. Inspirational writer and inspirational speaker. And Mary Beard, that's very close to my heart because she's a very, very great classicist, as well as a public intellectual and a feminist. Sheila Hicks, the artist whose paintings, some of her paintings are at Yale, and she was a Yaley, actually, and we're so proud of her and her paintings all over the world. Cynthia Moss, oh, she's going to be a great favorite. She founded the Elephant Project, the Ambroselli Elephant Project. She's a groundbreaking conservationist, extremely wonderful person. And Indra Nooyi, the former president of Pepsi-Cola, who's a Yale graduate and a member of the corporation for a number of years. And Sister Helen Prejean, who has advocated against the death penalty and has counseled many, many prisoners who were awaiting the death penalty. These are wonderful people, and of course, Gloria Steinem, the founder of Ms. Magazine and the great feminist who is here with us, so that's going to be great fun. Now, we shouldn't say that the men are any less wonderful.
Thank you.
So we have James Baker, former Secretary of State, and we have Larry Bacow, the new president of Harvard. Here's an interesting point. The Harvard and Yale presidents, when they become presidents, always get a degree from the sister institution. So, you know, we're very, very competitive with our sister institution. And we are on the field of play, always competitive, but we actually are comrades in arms. We're comrades in arms for the sake of education, for the glory that education brings to not only professional life, but the richness of your entire life. And so it is customary to honor a new president of Harvard, as Harvard customarily honors a new president of Yale.
And I would say that you yourself embody this great tradition, so that's
well, I am wearing
volumes.
a Harvard gown, but we're delighted to have Larry Bacow here. It's
Absolutely.
a great honor to have him come. Oh, I forgot to mention Carmen de Lavallade.
Okay, yes.
Oh my goodness, she is the most marvelous dancer and choreographer, and it's thrilling. She has taught at the Yale School of Drama.
Oh, yes.
It's fabulous to have her on the list as well. And did we forget anyone? Oh, Strive Masiyiwa, who is the great philanthropist and businessman from Africa. So this is going to be a stunning list. So you would say, why are we giving people these degrees?
Right.
Do you know?
Well, I do, and I think it speaks to, with each description that you shared, you hear the strength of these people's values coming through in their work. They're so inspiring. And all of these honorands exemplify the values of Yale as a university and inspire our graduates as they go out into the world. What else would you say?
Let me just say that on the screen now you see the university flag. Yeah, this is the beginning of the Great Procession. And you see the Yale flag here being carried, and you see the 24-pound mace being carried by Professor of Mathematics, Grisha Margulis. There's President Salovey. There's the Provost, Ben
And his
Pollack.
hood was different.
Whose?
The
Oh, yes, the President has a very special hood and a very special gown. And oh, here are the honorands. There's Carmen de Lavallade. They all have someone with them. And here's the Yale Corporation. They're all dressed in the Yale Corporation gowns. Oh, and there is, Chimamanda Adichie.
That's right.
And I see James Baker. I see members of the corporation here, all marching.
And now we see the dean of the college, Dean
There's-
Marvin Chun, in the purple and red robes.
Oh, that he's wearing an MIT robe. Yes,
That's
this
right.
is Yale College. Here comes Yale College. There's the Dean of Admissions, Jeremiah Quinlan, Mark Schenker, all the deans, the Dean of Students, all of the deans of Yale College are now marching in.
And the banner they were carrying was the banner of the entire Yale College.
And here is Mary Miller, the former Dean of Yale College, who just retired. She's the Marshal for the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, the Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Science, Tamar Gendler, Amy Hungerford, one of the Deputy Deans, and the whole panoply of the Faculty of Arts and Sciences is here.
And now we really see the difference in the robes and the hoods.
Yes. So the faculty are all rearing the hoods from their colleges. You see a lot of blue. The light blue is Columbia. The orange is Princeton. Then people are some are wearing black gowns with their red hoods. I see quite a bit of Princeton there. And I see an Oxford gown coming along. You see some of the international gowns. So when you see a lot of different colors when you're looking at the faculty.
Penny, it's such a pleasure to do this with you and to make commentary on these images, because it's just an incredible stream of humanity, and you really understand what we're looking at here. So thank you for...
Well, Garth, it's wonderful to have you here too. I mean, we should say that you're going to be the head of the Schwartzman Center, which is going to open in about a year.
That's right.
And it's going to be a great, great space. Let's see, here come more of the university flags, the college flags, the
Graduate School of Arts and Sciences.
Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. So here are all the people, the faculty first. Oh, here's the School of Medicine.
That's right, that's the green hoods.
This is the School of Medicine on the left.
So now we're starting to see the graduate students, which is wonderful.
I'm well, thank you. Hi, Professor Mayhew. We're on live stream here. We're on the live stream here. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So, well, we are in a minute. So Professor Mayhew is one of our very, very distinguished political scientists, and he's walking onto the stage.
We'll have an incredible group up on stage.
Yes. The people on the stage will be the emeriti who have chosen to sit here. I saw a few here already. And the Yale Corporation, the honorands, and all the deans will be sitting there. And here comes...
And the blue hood again?
Well, this is the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences.
Right, thank you.
I think. Let me look here.
And these are still...
Unless that is now management, I'm not sure. I didn't see the flags coming down.
No, I didn't either. But these are still graduates coming out of cross campus. So a lot of the graduate professional schools are staging on cross campus as well. So it's just a festival.
Well, they haven't started coming in yet. So you see how it does take a very long time to get everybody in here. So actually the real event begins at 11. We try to begin it maybe a little before. But right now you're seeing this incredible procession of 5,000 graduates from everywhere.
Seeing,
there you see music on the
right,
left.
That's right, the pink hoods.
It's amazing that all these people are getting graduate degrees. So we haven't seen the president yet or the president's party, but when you see them.
So we saw him come by very briefly and mentioned the hood that the president is wearing. So we're going to see that again later. Can you talk a little bit about that, because it's really extraordinary?
It's a very special gown that's created for the
That's
president
right.
that he wears all the time. He wears a very special collar.
Collar, thank you.
Very, very special collar that has the names of all of the schools on it. And it was actually once, here's a little bit of history, stolen from the president's office in 1979.
Oh my gosh.
When somebody left a vault open, and it was taken and it was recreated as a gift from a donor, and you will see him wearing it with his special gown all around his neck. And right now you'll see filing into the cross campus in front of the stage, though I don't think you can see it, a lot of the faculty from the schools who are beginning. I see the deans of the School of Management, and I see some of the graduate school deans have come to put their maces up and to take their places. And all of the faculty will be seated in the very, very front of the Commencement Theater, right in front of the stage. And behind them and to the sides of them will be the undergraduates and all the schools.
And eventually, all of the flags will be positioned right in front of the stage, is
yes,
that right?
They will. There will be a big ceremony. My favorite part of the day, and I think you'll enjoy it too, is when the flags come down this center aisle, and you'll hear the schools and the colleges which these flags represent yelling and cheering happily to see their school being represented. So here come people. I can't see quite what that color is.
I think it's our orange.
It may be architecture that's coming. It's all the salmon pink in the I think that's architecture. I didn't see who was at the head of the procession. I wasn't looking. Just beginning to come in. Just beginning to come in. And so for those of you who weren't here at the beginning, I think it's worth saying again that what is happening now outside the gates, besides the fact that the professional schools are entering, is that the Corporation Party, the president, the Faculty of Arts and Science, and the Yale College Dean's Office are all processing through the undergraduates, the fellows of the colleges, and they're greeting them, they're saying good morning, they're exchanging hellos.
Here's a wonderful view
here
of our
you're beginning to see that the
medical
School of Medicine
graduates
is cheering everybody and saying hello.
What an accomplishment. Okay, here comes law.
Yeah, wearing purple. Yeah, here they come. The law school headed by Mike Thompson, the long-serving marshal. Guido Calabrese there, wearing his Italian gown. Heather Gerken, who is the new dean of the School of Law, I see. And here come the law school graduates.
And here comes divinity on the other side.
Yes, they're wearing the scarlet. Here comes divinity and Dean Sterling. Yes. That's the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. Hello, Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. You look wonderful in your blue. Yay.
And we're starting to hear the music.
Yes, the band is beginning to lead people through the gates. So as soon as the people start coming down this aisle, Garth and I will disappear. And it will still take time for all the people to enter here.
Here comes the band through Phelps Gate. And there's the mace, still held high.
I think they're not coming down the aisle yet, are they?
No, not down the aisle
Not
yet,
yet.
just through the gate.
Oh, here's the is this ROTC or this is the flags.
There's Carmen de Lavalade again.
Yes, here comes the corporation. Are they coming down? I think. And good afternoon, everyone. Have a wonderful commencement.
To the students of the class of 2019 and their parents, families, and friends, welcome to the 318th commencement of Yale University. We gather to recognize the extraordinary accomplishments of all of you who have worked so hard to complete your programs of study. We salute your effort, your diligence, your talent, and your intellect. We also join you in expressing gratitude for all who have supported you in these endeavors. Your families and friends, teachers, and other members of the Yale community. In keeping with the tradition of this occasion, I now call on the university chaplain to offer an invocation.
With deep gratitude to the Quinnipiac people for this land on which we stand, my beloved Yale family, I invite you to join me in the spirit of prayer. Almighty and loving Creator, you are the force that lights the stars, the architect of every cell, the source of all truth. We stand in the dazzling beauty of this morning as many living expressions of one mystery, a mystery beyond all telling. We who share this beautiful but aching world, we who look at the same sun and the same moon, are a people called to communal restoration. As students of your handiwork, we have gathered here from throughout the earth with exquisite ambitions and have blessed at this place with the job of seeking your light and your truth. Our God of all generations, you are the guardian of where we are going and who we are becoming. As we prepare to take leave of this space, may we exude an intelligence that is inspired by justice, guided by tenderness, moved by holiness, and always informed by love. From this moment of awe and beyond, fill our hearts with an imaginative daring, one that stirs us to become a living and vibrant example of shalom, of salam, of shanti, of peace. Together we say, Amen.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for the bachelor's degrees in Yale College. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, 844 in number, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, 503 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of Yale College and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
Well rehearsed, Mr. Dean. By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the bachelor's degrees in Yale College as designated by the dean and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. How you doing? Congratulations. 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 And congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the School of Architecture. For the degree of Master of Architecture, 70 in number, and for the degree of Master of Environmental Design, 5 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degrees in architecture and design as designated by the dean and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the School of Art. For the degree of Master of Fine Arts, 58 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them this degree.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degree in art as designated by the dean and admit you to all its rights and responsibilities.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the School of Drama. For the certificate in drama, 4 in number. For the degree of Master of Fine Arts, 49 in number. And for the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, 2 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the certificate and degrees in drama as designated by the dean and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. 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 Thank you.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for the degrees in the School of Music. For the certificate in performance, 1 in number. For the artist diploma, 1 in number. For the degree of Master of Music, 74 in number. For the degree of Master of Musical Arts, 28 in number. And for the degree of Doctor of Musical Arts, 6 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the certificate, diploma, and degrees in music as designated by the dean, and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you candidates for degrees in the School of Nursing. For the degree of Master of Science in Nursing, 112. For the degree of Master of Science in Nursing, 112 in number. For the postgraduate APRN Certificate in Nursing, 2 in number. And for the degree of Doctor of Nursing Practice, 16 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you by your official act to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degrees in nursing as designated by the dean, and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the School of Forestry and Environmental Studies. For the degree of Master of Forestry, 11 in number. For the degree of Master of Forest Science, 4 in number. For the degree of Master of Environmental Management, 113 in number. And for the degree of Master of Environmental Science, 29 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degrees in Forestry and Environmental Studies as designated by the dean, and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the School of Management. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, 394 in number. For the degree of Master of Advanced Management, 69 in number. And for the degree of Master in Management Studies, 42 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degrees in management as designated by the dean, and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the Divinity School. For the degree of Master of Arts in Religion, 69 in number. For the degree of Master of Divinity, 49 in number. And for the degree of Master of Sacred Theology, 14 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to grant them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degrees in religion, divinity, and theology as designated by the dean, and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the law school. For the degree of Juris Doctor, 212 in number. For the degree of Master of Laws, 28 in number. And for the degree of Doctor in the Science of Law, 2 in number. When they have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation, I shall ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I shall confer upon you the degrees in the law school when designated by the dean, and shall then admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the graduate school. For the degree of Master of Advanced Study, 2 in number. For the degree of Master of Science, 295 in number. For the degree of Master of Arts, 279 in number. And for the degree of Master of Philosophy, 381 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degrees in the graduate school as designated by the dean, and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for the degrees in the School of Public Health. 229 in number. They've been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them this degree.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degree in public health as designated by the dean, and admit you to all its rights and responsibilities.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees in the School of Medicine. For the degree of Master of Medical Science, 40 in number, when they have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation, I shall ask by your official act to confer upon them this degree. For the certificate in global medicine, 1 in number, for the degree of Master of Health Science, 35 in number, and for the degree of Doctor of Medicine, 87 in number. They have been recommended by the faculty of the school and approved by the corporation. I now ask you by your official act to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I shall confer the degree in medical science and do confer upon you the certificate and degrees in global medicine, health science, and medicine as designated by the dean, and admit you to all their rights and responsibilities. Congratulations. 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 Congratulations.
Prices clarissime. Candidatos ad gradum philosophiae doctoris, numero quadrangenti, sex tibi praesento, a facultate philosophiae artiumque et ab senatu academico illustri approbati sunt. Te, Domini, rogo ut eos ad hunc gradum admittas.
Secundum leges moremque, universitatis nostrae, vos ad gradum philosophiae doctoris admitto, vo bisque una cum hoc diplomate, iura illa atque dignitatis, quae ad hoc honorem spectant confero, nunc studiis feliciter absolutis, ego praesis universitatis, vos ad animo iubeo salvere et valere. Thank you, congratulations. Making me work hard on this, but congratulations.
Praise the
We will now proceed to the awarding of honorary degrees. The 11 individuals we honor this morning serve as examples to you, our graduates, to encourage you to aspire to excellence and to value those elements of human character that they embody: creativity, curiosity, discipline, integrity, and a passion for public service. Their presence here also honors you who graduate today and all of us who are here to salute you. I will now, as is customary, call upon the provost to present the candidates for honorary degrees.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present the candidates for honorary degrees. For the degree of Doctor of Social Science, Lawrence S. Bacow, Scholar.
Lawrence S. Bacow, Vanguard of Veritas, you champion the promise and responsibility of higher education to seek truth, expand opportunity, and contribute to the greater good. From Pontiac, Michigan to the banks of the Charles River, you have acquired a Shem Tov, a good name, by acting with wisdom and integrity. And we proudly welcome you to the Yale family as we confer on you this Doctor of Social Science degree.
For the degree of Doctor of Divinity, Sister Helen Prejean, death penalty abolitionist.
Sister Helen Prejean, emissary of hope, you go to the margins of society, to the poor, forgotten, and alone, to share God's love. In bearing witness and raising your voice, you have changed hearts, transformed catechism, and opened our eyes to the value of all human beings, no matter who they are or what they have done. In appreciation for your mission of justice and mercy, we humbly present you with this Doctor of Divinity degree.
For the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, Carmen de Lavallade, performing artist.
Grande Dame of Dance, you are a regal storyteller working in the medium of movement. From Broadway to Hollywood, from the Yale Rep to the Metropolitan Opera, audiences have fallen under your magnificent spell, enchanted by your grace and skill. Choreographer and teacher, actress and artist, in appreciation for your pioneering creativity on many stages, we proudly bestow on you this Doctor of Fine Arts degree.
For the degree of Doctor of Humanities, Mary Beard, classicist.
Mary Beard, Scholar of the People, you excavate the past and challenge our view of the present. With honesty, humor, and brilliance, you find fresh insights in neglected corners of antiquity and stimulate debate in modern forums. Fearless thinker, curious guide, for inspiring us to look anew at history and ourselves, we are privileged to award you this Doctor of Humanities degree. Thank you. Congratulations.
For the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, Strive Masiwa, entrepreneur and philanthropist.
Strive Masiwa, you see opportunities others miss and demonstrate the courage of your convictions at every turn. Brave visionary, bold business leader, and devoted humanitarian, your innovation and generosity have transformed a continent and improved countless lives. For inspiring us to tackle great challenges, lead with honor, and serve others, Yale is privileged to confer on you this Doctor of Humane Letters degree.
For the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, Sheila Hicks, artist.
Sheila Hicks, weaving global traditions, you fashion masterpieces of texture, color, structure, and scale that are uniquely your own. In your hands, fiber and found objects are transformed, confounding categories and elevating our public spaces. In gratitude for the beauty and meaning you have knitted together in a lifetime of sublime work, we are delighted to present your third Yale degree, Doctor of Fine Arts.
For the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, Indra K. Nui, business leader.
Indra Nui, intrepid trailblazer, you have led with purpose, ascending the corporate ladder and encouraging women and girls to picture themselves in the C-suite. With brilliance and fortitude, you have embraced change, seized opportunities, and set an enduring example of success. Global role model, in recognition of your achievements in business and for society, we are honored to present you with your second Yale degree, Doctor of Humane Letters.
For the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, Gloria Steinem, women's rights advocate.
Gloria Steinem, you spearheaded a movement and changed our world, giving women greater freedom to chart their own courses in life. Opening doors for generations to come, you fought to expand rights and advance liberty, equality, and humanity. Feminist and firebrand, icon and iconoclast, Yale is proud to award you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
For the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, James A. Baker III, Public Servant.
James Baker, as Cabinet Secretary, Foreign Envoy, and Trusted Advisor, you have placed national interests above self-interest. Your laser-sharp understanding of people, power, and policy helped guide a generation of U.S. presidents, shaping our government and our world. In recognition of your steadfast commitment to this country and its democratic institutions, Yale is honored to bestow on you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
For the degree of Doctor of Social Science, Cynthia Moss, Wildlife Researcher.
Cynthia Moss, you have brought international attention to the elephants of Amboseli. Through research and advocacy, you show us how these majestic animals live, love, and die, and the lessons they offer to humankind. For your extraordinary efforts to conserve wildlife and its habitats, and for helping us find beauty, dignity, and joy beyond our species. We are honored to bestow on you this Doctor of Social Science degree.
And for the degree of Doctor of Letters, Chimamanda Adichie, author.
Chimamanda Adichie, your stories of war, migration, home, and heartbreak bring the great richness and multiplicity of human experience to life. With courage and clarity, you call us to do better for women and girls, for ourselves and future generations around the globe. In appreciation for your superb talent and leadership in literature and the public sphere, we are honored to present your second Yale degree, Doctor of Letters.
I invite you to pray with me. God, our places of origin vary, but our source is one. The expressions of our humanity are diverse, yet you, O God, are in all. Our perspectives differ, but may our hopes for the world be one. Bless these graduates with eyes to see what we have not seen, with minds to grasp what we have found incomprehensible, with hearts willing to risk failure to change what we have been unable to alter. Thank you for the families and friends who have brought these graduates to this day, for the faculty and honorees who have changed our world, and for this special place that we know as Yale that brings us all together on this day. Amen.